musicians. If this is not what you expected, that if you're in the wrong panel, you may leave now, and you will not. I will not feel bad. It happens all the time. I'll sit in the wrong panel or the wrong class in college, and I'm like, ooh, whoops, better get out of here. So what really drove me to do this panel actually wasn't as much my love for anime as it was my love for music and playing musical instruments. For me personally, I mean, I did marching band in school, and even though I was on color guard during concert season, I played the baritone or euphonium, whatever you want to call it, and I started playing that in like 2008, and then when Hibike Euphonium came out from Kyoto Animation, and it was about a girl and she plays euphonium, that was so cool to me because when I first started band, I did not want to play the euphonium. I wanted to play something pretty. I wanted to play the flute or the clarinet or the piccolo trumpet, something adorable. But no, they put me on euphonium, and I thought I was going to hate it, and I actually really did like it. And then after the show came out, it just made me feel a lot more awesome, because now when I cosplay her, I'm going to carry around baritone, I'm going to play stuff, so that'll be really fun. Who else in here are musicians? Wow! Lord have mercy.
I love listening to them.
That's really cool. What are some things you guys play?
Bass clarinet.
Drums.
Woo! My sister played bass clarinet. I think it sounds so pretty.
Trombone and baritone.
Trombone. Yes, my best friends were trombone players.
Classical and electric guitar.
Nice. Uh-huh.
Voice.
Wow, that's different. My brother was in percussion, and he that was his favorite. So, violin.
I play drums as well.
Drums. Hey, that's awesome.
Bass guitar, piano, a little bit of guitar, and I sing.
Cool. Yeah, we'll have some singing stuff in here too. I didn't do that. Not just instruments. Cool.
French horn.
Ah, yes, I have such a good friend who played French horn. They sound so beautiful. I think without the French horn, like symphonic bands would just sound like it's missing something. Like so dead, because they're really pretty. They do add a lot to the sound. But yeah, before I was in band, a lot of the times I would play guitar, and I got taught right around when I was in 8th grade. I never got extremely good. I couldn't shred like everyone else did, but I knew my chords. I could play some, I was like 13, so I played my Taylor Swift songs and my Fall Out Boy songs and my Panic at the Disco songs. The chords. See, they left because they're like, ew, she likes Taylor Swift. But I do.
I'm sorry, Swiftie is the empress.
She's queen. But and then from there, I was in color guard, but my school was so small that they're like, if you're gonna be in color guard during concert season, we want you to at least try an instrument. And I did not know how to read sheet music at all, so I spent a really quick summer with small 1-hour lessons on just. I probably only had 7 sessions to read music and learn all the fingerings, and just for my baritone, I had no clue. So that was very, very difficult, very tough. But the more I was in band, the more I enjoyed it. I never got to march with an instrument because I was in color guard, but it was just a really fun experience. Oh, it's a Blake cosplayer. I cosplayed Blake last year. And then from there, I played a couple drums in my school, because my school is a Christian school, so for praise and worship, I would do the drums. So I had to teach myself how to do that. My brother played drums, but he wasn't around at the time, so that I had to just teach myself, which if you're going to teach yourself an instrument, the drums are kind of a good one to learn, because you just have to know rhythm, pretty much, and stay on beat. So that's kind of me, and then it was hilarious because for Christmas my mom got me an electric piano, so I have no idea how to play that, but I'm gonna try because I just love music. So we're gonna go and just discuss a couple of different series that have to do with music, some rock music, some just singing, some classical and some jazz as well. So there's something for hopefully everyone. And I pray to God that my clips work, because last night I had a little issue getting them to play. Oh no, is this not, am I right one? Hold on, let me check and see, because this might not be the right one. Oh yeah, this is not the right one. Okay, give me 1 second. Oh.
like does that every time you exit it into a PowerPoint. It's weird.
What did these say?
Oh, those are like document recoveries. Like
Oh, that might be one.
that's New Year's Eve.
What is the newest one?
Newest one's third one.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that was the one I just put. Let's do
Okay.
this. This one might be the one. I think. I'm so sorry.
Wow. That
Whatever.
You know when your band director is trying to get your attention and then he just like, I don't know, like screams in the microphone to wake you up?
Or like puts the.
Oh, this is it, guys. This is the right one. Okay, sorry, I opened up one that was an old one. My band director used to like put the mic up to the thing because but the sad thing was, since I was from a private school, we only had we were a Class A marching band. We only had 4 or 5 color guard, and we only had 22 marchers. So our whole band wasn't even and then our pit was 10 people. So our whole band, we weren't even 40 people, and it was really bad. Our band room was smaller than this. Sad but true.
Can I ask what school you went to? Was it in Charlotte?
No, it's in Danville. No one's gonna know. Danville, Virginia.
I thought you said Danville for a second. I'm like.
Danville, yeah, I'm from Virginia. All right, so the first one is one that I've already mentioned and that you've mentioned. Who saw Sound Euphonium this past year? Awesome, a couple of you. This is a series that's by Kyoto Animation, so people who did K-On! And they did Free, and they did Beyond the Boundary. So you'll see that the animation in this is just really beautiful. Okay, so how many people saw this past year? Awesome.
I like the girl with the bow.
With the
I like the thing like this.
Yeah, I really like the girl with the glasses. What's her name? Akane or it's a very pop. Asuka? Her name is Asuka. I always think of Evangelion. I didn't want to say Asuka because Evangelion. But yes, this actually aired this past 2015 in the spring season, and it was something that I was personally hyped for, obviously because the euphonium. And it took me by surprise on how beautiful it is because Kyoto and how good the writing was for it. Kyoto is an animation company that I always call them the Square Enix of the anime industry because they have this thing where they make anime look really beautiful and just gorgeous, but sometimes the stories that they get are not so good. Beyond the Boundary, beautiful show, just gorgeous animation, but awful story, awful character.
Dark action, and then episode 5. And we're gonna throw in idols.
I liked that episode, but I was like, idols make this show better. Hunting demons and no, I didn't. But so I'm always really, I always take Kyoto by a grain of salt. So but I was really hoping this would be good because this is actually a adaptation of a novel series. So of course this is getting a season 2, which I'm very excited about because those of you who finished it know that there's no way there can't be a second season because they didn't really do much in the first season technically. What it does is it stars high school first-year students, and they are, when they were in junior high, they got a lower score on their performance than they wanted to, so they meet up in high school, and their basic goal is trying to get a gold rating at the next competition at the end of the semester. And that sounds like it's a really just bland plot, but it's something about the characters and the way their drive to become better musicians and just different relationships among characters that does make the anime really, really good. And they don't throw a whole bunch of characters into the series that don't matter. I'm hoping that some of their side characters get a little more love next season. But even though it has a simple plot, it's actually super funny. And if you were in, how many of you guys were in a symphonic or concert band or something? Okay, so a lot of you guys. So if you guys are in bands like that, you'll notice in the series that there's a lot of inside jokes that people aren't going to get. I mean, there's always jokes in band, like the band camp jokes and other maybe sensual jokes that we may say during playing our instruments. So that's always a cool thing. So if you don't play in concert band or something, you might not get some of the jokes in here, but that's what makes it cool for those of us who do. So if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna show you guys a clip where they're marching for the first time. And the school that they're from is known for not really winning anything in music. They're not really well known. But when they start playing during the parade, people start to notice them more. So yeah, as you can see, their school is not very well known, but so everyone in the crowd is like super surprised when they get to hear them, and it's really cool to see a school that's not very well known for something just grow, because maybe even some other band people went through that too. Yeah, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, my other high school band did that. We were very small at the beginning, but we grew exponentially where we were meeting nationally competing teams.
Right, yeah, and that's actually what this is growing out to be. And the first season's only 12 episodes, and like, as a lot of people know, like slice of life, kind of cutesy stuff. And if there's a first season, 12 episodes, usually nothing too big happens, so there's no real spoilers or anything, but there is gonna be a second season, and I'm pretty sure it's only gonna be like 12 episodes as well. And does anyone know when it comes out? No, I don't know. I don't think there's any official, there's no official release date for the second season, but it will be on Crunchyroll, and the first season is on Crunchyroll right now, and you can watch it there. Did anyone else have anything they wanted to say about Sound Euphonium before we move on to the next one? That's a no. Okay. All right. So the next series is very different, and it was I didn't watch it when it first aired, but just a couple years after. I'll try to remember as much as I can about it. It's almost like a blur, but I'm pretty sure those of you who liked this series remember a lot about it. So I'm gonna play the opening. Okay, so who's seen Beck? I didn't think a lot of people would have seen it. It's you can watch it actually on Hulu, which is what I was watching it on for a while to get some stuff for my panel. But this series came out in 2004, 2005, so I probably saw it in 2005 or 2006. It's really perfect for fans who just like indie rock and like bands that are upcoming, because that's kind of the sound these guys like to pull. I don't really listen to a lot of Blink-182, so correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of people compare the music in Beck to stuff like Blink-182, because that's where a lot of the inspiration for it came from. But this show, in comparison to like Sound Euphonium, doesn't, while a lot of characters are in high school, it does contain a little more mature themes like love and sex and relationships, and even relationships just through friends that get broken and crushed. So this is definitely more for mature viewers. I think it's a 17+ anime, but there might be some nudity, some language, but other than that, it's not too bad. I'm actually going to show you a clip of the character at the bottom. He's actually voiced by Greg Ayers in the English dub, but I couldn't find him singing, so I have to show you the Japanese. So is he here this weekend? Greg Ayers? I don't ever remember who's here and who's not, but I'm going to show you just a tune of him singing. This show, even though they throw on concerts and big shows, it's a lot like just chilling, playing in the guitar, and singing really what comes to your heart. Singing is a really big part of this show. I don't know why, a lot of the songs that they play actually also reminds me of Foo Fighters, which I love. I know, I'm one of those Foo Fighters people. Yeah.
And the sound of that also kind of reminds me of like the Pillows and the Fully Cooley soundtrack. Yeah, that sounds like so similar.
Yes, it does. There might even be some influence there now that I think about it, because yes, that's actually a really good point. I never would have thought of that. Yeah.
I would say some of the songs actually performed were written by the guys that do the opening Beat Crusaders.
Yes, that was on there. So correct.
And also, actually, last year I actually got to meet Greg Ayers at Katsucon, and
Oh,
I got
really?
him to sign my box set of Beck, and Joshua was like, "Where did you find this? How did?" And he literally talked to me for like half an hour about nothing but Beck.
I'm sure he loves it because he plays the biggest role in this series, and he probably doesn't get a lot of people that come up to him and talk to him about Beck because it's not old, but it is older compared. I mean, it's 2016, people. This show was 11 or 12 years old. That's really weird. I mean, like Full Metal Alchemist is like 12 or 13 years old. That's weird to me because when I was a kid, that just came out. And it was considered really new for the longest time, so that's really strange. But yeah, Beck is really good for those who are into like the rock and roll, the classic, the indie, the punk, and into singing. So, did anyone else have anything they want to say about Beck before I move on? All right, again, you can watch it on Hulu legally. I always like to add that in. Okay, so this next show is just beautiful. It also has some romance in it, and it's for fans of jazz. So
Yes. That's my favorite opening.
Oh, Kids on the
Kids on the Slope is like magical to me. And it's also funny how the best openings are of music anime. Wow, how ironic. But yeah, this is called Kids on the Slope, also called Sakamichi no... I just call it Kids on the Slope because I'm an American. But this aired in 2012, so it's super recent, and you can actually still find it on Crunchyroll, but Crunchyroll tends to take down older things as they add the newer stuff, so get on that quick. It's really perfect for fans who like jazz because all the main characters, like one plays piano, one plays drums, they have a dude that comes in and plays trumpet. But a really big chunk of it is romance and love triangles and just awkwardness. Something that I like about Kids on the Slope it's like, you know when you watch anime and like the characters have like weird body shapes and pink hair, and it's very unrealistic. There's something about Kids on the Slope that's like super realistic to me. I mean, everyone just has like, it makes you feel like it's real. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, exactly. Like it's a very realistic story, very realistic relationships as well. So I think that's what I really like. It's very Eastern. Does that make sense? I hope that I'm making sense with that, but which is why I really like it. Right? Oh, and it's directed by Watanabe Shinichiro Watanabe. So yeah, you can't go wrong with that. So I mean, fans of like Samurai Champloo, Cowboy Bebop, Space Dandy, you can't go wrong. And then also Yoko Kanno helped with. If you noticed in the opening, she helped with the opening of the song. So of course she's really popularly known for doing a lot for Ghost in the Shell, for just being an awesome person. So you really get like musically and just like story-wise and the way it's directed, obviously the people working on the show, you can't go wrong with it. I watched the dub, and the dub is actually really well done. I like dubs. I'm just gonna go out there and say it. I really do. They're just relaxing to me, and then people are always like, "Oh, you like dubs? You're not a real anime fan."
I mean, it depends on the show.
Excuse me, a weeb. Japanese only. Like, do you read your visual novels in Japanese? Well, no. Oh, you're a fake anime fan. No, I love dubs so much. I love the dub of Clannad. The dub of Clannad is so much better than the Japanese, in my opinion. But
I agree.
Tomoya's voice just kills me. But yes, very mellow anime too. Like, it's not for someone who needs a lot of action. While there is a fight scene in episode 2, there's not a whole lot of action. Of course, this is a music anime. This isn't a shonen anime panel. I'm going to show you a quick little scene of them just playing at a gig for the very first time they're playing at a bar. Oh, and yeah, I'll just let you watch. You can probably figure it out. So as you can see, like that's their first performance in the series, like out of practice. Like this is their first gig in front of people. So like you could tell that they were a little more nervous and a little more all over the place. But it's really cool because they like improved throughout the series. So it's just the way it's animated. So where you know how like in old 90s anime that's like not musical and they don't care about animation? Like someone could be playing piano and their fingers are completely off from the actual music. This is not that. So it's just really cool to see like the finger movements and the way they play the instruments because it sounds like the actual song that's happening and that they play. Does anyone want to say anything about the show? Yeah.
It's not about the show, but what he was talking about, the piano player to the drummer. I'm in a band, and we played at Tremont Music Hall a few years ago with our old drummer, and our old drummer liked to get stoned. So what he would do,
I'm not surprised.
yeah, what he would do during the performance would we would start the song and it would be perfect, and all of a sudden, instead of like his drummers, I'm a drummer, we'd like to speed up sometimes when we're playing live. He would slow down, and there was one time where during the song he went completely off key, and me and the guitar player, we tried to play it off, but we just kind of looked back at him like, what are you doing? This isn't right.
It's always the drummer's fault.
But it pissed me off because I was like, I'm a drummer, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Let me get behind there. Yeah.
Now, where can I watch this?
Yeah, Crunchyroll.
Okay, because like I have like I just love jazz. It's just-
Okay, you would love this, and yes, you would like this a lot. I mean, again, it's not for people needing a lot of action, but I mean, it's just got enough of a really good story, really good put together characters that you will definitely enjoy it if you're into jazz music. So this might be your next favorite anime. So hype. Anyone else want to say anything else about Kids on the Slope before I move on to one of my favorite animes ever?
Is that the scene that goes terribly wrong?
That's the scene that goes terribly wrong. Okay, I faded it out because I didn't want to hear because then it gets really sad.
It's really sad.
But a guy, and he's actually from America, and he's sitting at the bar, and it changes from Japanese to English because obviously he's speaking English for America. And he says, "Y'all need to pipe down. That is awful sounding, and it just sounds like a bunch of racket." And well, he's drunk, so he's being even like more mean and unreasonable. So like at the end of the scene, it really upsets them because, they were overcoming some fears, some shakiness, and it's their first show. So it ended kind of sad, but I didn't want to show that because I wanted it to be happy. Oh, this next show. I'm gonna talk forever about this next show. Alright, who's seen Nana? Oh my gosh, you guys gotta watch Nana. You love it. Okay, who here loves romance anime?
What?
You guys suck. Okay. It is just okay. It is this anime aired in 2007. It stars two girls who both share the same name, Nana, and they're both moving to Tokyo. One moving to Tokyo to find love and be with her true love, and the other to become a rock star and to become famous. And Nana K, who is the one who's like faded out in red or brown, she is kind of really girly, very preppy, very just very optimistic, and then Nana O, who is shaded in blue, she's the punk rocker, she's the tomboy. She's optimistic too, but she's just like if you got crazy around her, she's like, what the hell are you doing? And she actually sounds just like that. So these girls end up finding an apartment and they start living together, and it just plays out this beautiful story of them falling in love with like people in other bands. And for the first, it's a 47 episode series. 37. It's longer than your average series. I can't remember exactly how many episodes. But for the first 10 episodes or so, you're like, okay, is this anime really going to end up being about music? It's just like a big love story. But just keep watching it because the big part of this is, and according to music, is the music industry and how sometimes it can be full of crap. And that sometimes when if you're an indie band and then you finally get on a label, sometimes you gotta suck up and you gotta do what your label says, and it really sucks because it's not what your band wants to do. So Nana is more about that than it is anything actually musical. This is actually many times called the feminine version of Beck, because Beck also runs into different things in the anime about the music industry. Like later in the series, there's issues between, but there's two bands. There's Trap Nest, which is the more famous band, and then the band that Nana is starting to be in, and it's called Blast. And the bands end up like not competing, but there's just a lot of issues with how the press and the media, they show up to your house, they spread lies about you. And that's what happens when you're a musician and you become famous. Like you're gonna, especially if you're in a relationship with another celebrity, you're gonna get so many lies written about you and rumors started. And this is exactly what this anime starts to become and how to overcome that and still live a normal life. So those of you who've seen Nana know exactly what I'm talking about. And this is all obviously from the opening. This is huge for fans who love punk rock and female lead singers, because both Blast and Trap Nest, the two bands in the series, both have a female lead, and they're both really strong, amazing characters. So I'm going to show a scene, and it's early on in the series, like episode 3 or 4, where Nana O doesn't know that Nana K is as good of a singer as she is, and doesn't know that she used to be in a band. So they're in their apartment, and their guitarist is just playing some riffs, and all of a sudden they come up with this beautiful tune, beautiful music, and they hold a little mini cell phone microphone concert in their own little apartment. So I'm going to show that clip because it won't spoil anything. There's a lot of spoilers in this series, so I'm not going to even try. Oh, did I not put it in here? Oh, I don't think it worked. Alright, sorry guys, it was gonna be a really cool clip of, now I just spoiled the next show. But did anyone want to say anything? Who here saw Nana again? Not many, okay. Did anyone want to say anything about Nana before we move on? Or has anyone ever felt pressure in the musical industry because of labels or anything like that? Anyone? Okay. Alright, well we're gonna move on to the next, not the last show, but next left. We're gonna have to move a little fast because we're running out of time. But yes, please watch Nana. I'm begging you. This has become one of my favorite shows ever. This next show is for fans who are into classical music, especially piano, and again, music, anime, and romance. It just goes hand in hand. Okay, who's been able to see Nodame Cantabile? You've seen everything, dude. Okay, and then you too. So not many people. This was a 2007 show. It's really good for fans of classical music, especially piano, as I said earlier. This is also a very lighthearted show. It's actually a whole lot like Kids on the Slope that I showed earlier. And it's really just a lot of piano, but it's also a lot of orchestra music too. So if I I do have a really beautiful clip. It's a little long, so I might not play the whole clip, but it's a lot in the way of Kids in the Slope, where the animation is so beautiful that like the music that's playing is actually what they're doing animation-wise. So I will show that to you. But like, she seems like an angel, but there's actually an episode where I think it's like New Year's and they get drunk on there.
Oh my.
That was really good.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Like again, like you're gonna see a lot of scenes like that are long, drawn out, and they're just like talking in musical language. So it can get boring for those who don't really like. I didn't even know some of those words. So it can get a little boring. Kids on the Slope, in comparison, doesn't have these really long, like couple-minute clips where they're playing music. Just these little short, like it's more like popcorn. Just pop, 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 pop. Whereas this is more like spaghetti. It's very long. So, if I would try Kids on the Slope first. Maybe you might learn a little bit about music, but you can't go wrong with either of these. They both have romance. They both have. All right. So the next one. Okay. I hope this works. This is one that probably a lot of people have seen, and I love it. Alright, so this is if you need a little moe to go with your musical anime, K-On! Right here, as you can tell. So this is just for fans. Honestly, I can't even tell people who like music to watch the show. It's just, if you like music but you want moe, this is what you want. So I think this show aired in like 2009, so it's not like super old. But it's about high school girls and they're trying to gather members for their like music club. So sometimes they get like people who are new, like Yui. She didn't really know much about guitar. She's the main character who plays the electric guitar. And like, so she buys a guitar in the series and she learns how to play and she like gets really good magically, but I guess it's just an anime thing. So, okay. And then again, I put for fans of rock, cutesy rock, I guess, but like the beginning of the opening is like, it's like really like hardcore, and then you have to, like, so it's like really weird. And then I'll show I have like less than 5 minutes, but I'll show a little clip just so you can kind of see what's in store. Now there's 2 seasons and there's a movie. I think this is near the end of the first season, but there's no spoilers. It's a moe, cutesy, slice of life show, so don't freak out. So yeah, this show is one of those shows you come home from a rough day at work or a rough day of school and you just relax. And you watch it because like nothing bad happens, it's hilarious, and there's tons of moe to go around for everyone. So like, don't worry, you won't cry watching this anime unless you're crying from your laughter. So just to wrap up, there was a couple others I was gonna mention if I had time, like Your Lie in April, which I haven't gotten to watch yet, and I know it's feelsy, but I haven't gotten to do that yet. And then La Corda, and then Super Sonico, actually, while it's not full on music, it actually surprised me how much music it did have in it, because Super Sonico is like, the whole story is like how she is balancing her life, because her dream is to be in a rock band, to be a musician, but her side job is being a model, so she has to balance that out. And then, people are probably wondering, why do you have Cowboy Bebop up here?
Every single episode was named for something like music and pop culture.
Like Honky Tonk Woman and the Real Folk Blues. So like each episode is like a different theme in music. So yeah, like there's a blues episode, country episode, a jazz episode. I think I think there's like Toys in the Attic. I can't remember which theme that one was. I don't think that one did have one. Toys in the Attic, that episode. But so like there's no music actually in the story. The music is very good, but it's actually just a really cool treat to see that every new episode like surrounds a new genre of music. So people who like all kinds of stuff will like watching Cowboy Bebop.
There are like a dozen albums of music
From there really is. So like just for fans of everything, Bebop, you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong with Yoko Kanno and Cheryl Watson.
Yeah, you really can't, just like Kids on the Slope. So, okay, promise me everyone you'll watch, like, you don't have to watch Sound Euphonium. You don't even have to watch Beck. Please just watch Kids on the Slope and watch Nana. Please, watch Nana. Even if you're a dude, you will love it. All right, that's all I have for today. I gotta let the next panelists come in. And if you guys have any questions, you can check here. I'm running a couple more panels this weekend, so just go on the app.
Aren't you running one? Well, not you. Aren't you co-panel?
Oh, I gotta get to my other panel. If you guys want to learn more about cosplay, come to my cosplay fabric panel.
Yeah. I'm running with you.
Oh my god, I need my dog.